So you drawn the figure for the cosec x, Joy? So in the cosec x, Vijay, if we just see, we have the U-shaped graph. Can you see the U-shaped graph? Now,
yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so we have to just consider. See, it's not a continuous graph. Okay? So y is equal to cosec x. Cosec x means it's the inverse of sine, right? Reciprocal of sine x. So when the sine x is, so look at this part. From the 0 you start, okay? So I'll just tell you which to focus so that it will be very clear to you. So we'll focus only on this part, is it? From 0 to pi. We'll try to focus only 0 to pi so that it will be clear, okay? So focus only on the 0 to pi. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now when you focus 0 to pi, so what happens at the 0? Where is the graph at the 0? Curve, where it is? Is it touching the y-axis?
No, sir.
It's not touching the y-axis. So where it is meeting? So basically it's a 0. So what is the 1 by sine 0? Sine 0 is 0. So 1 by 0 is what? Not defined or infinity. So 1 by 0 is infinity. That means at the cosec value is cosec 0 will be not defined. So that means cosec 0 will be infinity. So it is not touching the y-axis, but we are just making it sure that, you know, it becomes very close to the y-axis as y-axis goes to infinity. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next. Now as you come from the 0 to pi by 2, that means 0, 30 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. So what happens? The sine value keeps on increasing. Sine increases from 0 to 90, right? 0 to 1. So similarly, reciprocal will decrease. So cosec x will decrease from the 0 to 90. So that's why the curve you see is going down. Can you see the curve is going down?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now at the sine 90 is 1. So 1 by 1 is 1. So cosec 90 is 1. So that's why the curve takes a U-turn at the 1. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now as you move from 90 degree to 180 degree, you move from 90 to 180, what happens to the sine? Sine value again increases because sine 90 to 180, between the sine 90 to 180, what happens? Sine is in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant,
okay,
the sine is anyway positive. Right? Is remember the unit circle when it moves that, correct? So sine value again it increases from 90, then 90 plus 0, 90 plus 30, 90 plus 60 and 90 plus 90 is 180. Sine 180 is 0 again. Sine pi is 0. So sine pi is 0, that means cosec pi will be not defined. So again it will go to till the, you know, y-axis. It will not touch the pi value, but it will just keep on increasing, and we assume that it will, you know, go till the infinity. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now similarly, if you focus on the 0 to minus pi now, when you focus from 0 to minus pi, that means it is in the fourth quadrant. 0 to minus pi is basically fourth and the third quadrant, isn't it? When you go in the clockwise direction. So sine will be anyway, both quadrants is negative only, but the curve will be anyway, it will be same. From 0 it will be minus infinity to, it will start coming from minus infinity to 1 and then, minus infinity to minus 1 and then again goes to the minus infinity. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Excellent. Now quickly draw the figure for y is equal to cosec inverse x now. 2.3 second part.
Okay, sir. Just a minute.
Now the same thing. The domain will become range and the range will become domain. And we'll focus only both the chord because we just have to focus only two things because this will get repeated. Anyway, it's not a continuous curve. So between 0 to pi, it is a positive curve. Between minus pi to 0, it's a negative curve.
It's so could you explain domain and range once again?
Yeah.
Those a little bit confusing.
No problem. See, domain is basically on the y is equal to cosec x. The domain is on the x-axis. All the angles you see, 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, then 0, negative x-axis is minus pi by 2, minus pi. These are called the angles. These are the angles in the radians. That is called the domain because that domain is x. X is what? Angle. Angle has to be that's the input. That's a domain. What is the output? Y value is output.
Okay.
So y-axis is the real number from 0 to infinity and 0 to minus infinity. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So that is why the y is equal to cosec x. Clear now? So domain is nothing but the input.
Yes,
range is nothing but the output. In the y is equal to cosec x, y is basically the output. That is the range. And cosec x, x is the input. Input is what? Angles in radians.
Yeah.
Clear? Any questions, any doubts?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So similarly, what happens in the inverse function? Y is equal to cosec inverse x. When you say y is equal to cosec inverse x, the domain, what was the domain now? Earlier the domain was angles. In the normal function y is cosec x, domain was the angles in the radians. So that angle in the radians will come to the y-axis. Can you see in the y-axis all the angles came in the picture?
Yeah.
0, pi by 2, pi, minus 3, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. These all angles are in the y-axis now. And the range became in the x-axis. All the real number on the x-axis now. 0 to infinity and 0 to minus infinity.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear, sir.
Excellent. Now since we already talked about the 0 to infinity and 0 to minus infinity. Correct?
Yeah.
Now we already know that cosec inverse x, the graph was forming from 0 to infinity was between the 0 to pi. Understood this part?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now similarly 0 to minus pi, again it is it will be rotating, it will be between the 0 to minus pi, there will be again, minus infinity to 0, minus infinity to minus 1 and minus 1 to minus infinity. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So you just need to focus again in the, because see why we are telling you this part is, let's focus on this part. I want you to focus only in this part, okay?
Okay.
I'll just tell you this part. This is what the area we need to focus. This is the area we need to focus. Now in this area, if you see the y between the 0 to pi by 2 only. Because when we go from 0 to pi by 2, basically the curve is coming from infinity, positive infinity, and then it's reaching to the pi by 2. 1. Basically on the x-axis, if we see, there it's coming from infinity and it reaches till 1. Correct?
Yeah.
And then as you go from pi by 2 to pi, again the value is getting repeated, no? Because on the x-axis, again it will be from 1 to infinity only. When you go from the pi by 2 to pi, again on the x value, that is the real value, it will again go from the 1 to infinity.
Yeah.
So meaning is, between 0 to pi, there are two angles on which you get the one real number. That means,
okay.
Example, I'll tell you. Example, if I say sine 0 is infinity. So cosec 0 is infinity. And cosec pi is also infinity.
Okay.
So basically, if suppose the y is infinity, then for two inputs you got the same value, no?
Yeah.
For two angles you got the same value. That means cosec 0 also same value. Cosec pi is also same value.
Okay.
So, but we want a unique values only. So unique numbers will come only from 0 to pi by 2. Because none is getting repeated. Single input, single output.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Excellent. Similarly, you go from 0 to minus pi by 2. Again, it's unique. Again, when you go from sine 0, you get minus infinity to minus 1. Again, the unique values of y with the unique input of x. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Did you understand or not?
Understood.
This part is only important because when we try, but in the case of, you see the cosec x, normal function y is equal to cosec x, what was the domain we took then? There is part 0 to pi we took there, and it got y-axis again from the 0 to, it came from the infinity to 1. Infinity, isn't it? But in the inverse function, remember that in the inverse function, whenever we take inverse function, we always make sure that the function is 1 and 1 and on 2. 1 and 1 means single input, single output.
Okay.
On 2 means every output should be having only one input. Unique input. Got it, no? That's why it's called 1. So no other output should be there. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Excellent. Superb. Now we just have to write it down now. What is the principal value branch for the cosec value? Yeah. Where is the cosec value? Yeah, just write down cosec inverse x is equal to range and this part pi by 2. Principal branch. So principal branch, we need to understand this part. So main part we need to understand is just write down the principal branch of the cosec inverse function. This one. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So range here is minus 1 to 1. No, not minus 1 to 1. Remember that. Range is all the real values except minus 1 and 1. Because why? Because cosec doesn't exist there. When you put minus 1 and 1, so it's not defined, right? So all the real numbers except for the minus 1 to 1. And we have the big bracket minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Means don't include the minus pi by 2. Got it?
Okay.
Because No, sorry, my mistake. Include pi by 2. My mistake. Not that is that happens in the open small bracket. Don't include. But here we have to include minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Got it? No?
Yes, sir.
We have to include minus pi by 2 comma pi by 2. That means your domain, your angle, your range basically will come as a minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Domain here is all the real values except the minus 1 to 1, and your range will be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Clear? Understood? Any questions, any doubts?
No, sir, it's clear.
Excellent. Now let's go to the secant inverse x. Now draw the figure for the 2.41.
Yes, sir.
2.41, and we will try to understand with the secant x. So you don't have to draw entire thing, Vijay. Just draw from the minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 only, because our area of interest is only that.
Okay, sir.
Correct. So curve should look like something like this. Because since we are doing for the secant x, right?
Yeah.
And secant x means 1 by cos x, reciprocal of cos x. And you know that cos x is not defined at 90 degree. Cos 90 is 0. The 1 by 0 will be infinity, not defined. So we can't include the pi by 2. We can't make the curve touching the pi by 2. Correct? We should be in between the minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Clear? So that's the reason you see the graph is basically not touching on the pi by 2, and it is not touching on the minus pi by 2 also. And the cos 0 is 1. So 1 by cos 0 will be anyway 1. So secant will be 1. So that's why the graph takes a U-turn on the 1, on the y-axis 1. Clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
So when you come from minus pi by 2 to 0, so it is coming from minus infinity to 1. When it go from the 0 to pi by 2, again it is going from 1 to infinity. That is for the cos x. Oh, sorry, secant x. Clear?
Yes, that's clear.
Excellent. Now draw the figure 2.4, second part.
Okay, sir.
Now we will do the, again the domain will become range will become domain now. Clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now we are interested in between 0 to pi only. We are interested in 0 to pi. Clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Now let's understand this graph clearly now. Now in this graph we are going, so same thing. Now the domain becomes the range and the range becomes the domain. So now on the x-axis you have all the real values from 0 to infinity and from 0 to minus infinity. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now when you go from the 0 to pi, let's understand from the pi, 0 to pi by 2, what happens, sir? So when we go from 0 to pi by 2, so secant inverse x, here x is nothing but the real numbers, all the real numbers. So real number can go from the 1 to infinity. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
secant inverse 1 will be anyway, it's 0 because cos 0 is 1. So it will be angle. So on the y-axis it's an angle only, so it's 0. Now as you give the x value range from the 0 to infinity, then maximum value of the range will go from the 0 to pi by 2 only. Because at pi by 2 only it can come as the infinity. So it will not touch to the pi by 2 because basically will not be touching to the pi by 2. So it will go 0 to infinity and will show that it is closer to the pi by 2. Clear?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Next, when you go from pi by 2 to pi, again the cos is negative in the second quadrant. Correct? So cos is negative in the second quadrant. So basically cos value will come from the minus infinity to minus 1 because secant inverse. Secant inverse x, what will happen now? X value will come from minus infinity to minus 1 because cos pi is minus 1.
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
Yeah, so minus 1 becomes the input for the secant inverse x. So basically when you put the x will become minus 1, secant inverse will be touching the pi. Clear? That means on the y-axis it's pi. Clear? So unique values. So basically you got a unique values between the 0 to pi by 2 and pi by 2 to pi. Because none of the inputs, none of the outputs are repeated. Every input has a unique output. Correct?
Yeah.
Understood? Any questions, any doubt?
No, sir.
Now let's write down the domain of the function secant inverse x. Now we'll write it as part now. So secant inverse x range and the domain, let's write it from here. Yeah, all the real number except minus 1 and 1. Correct? All the real number except for the minus 1 to 1. Clear?
Yes,
and
sir.
What will be the domain now? Domain will be 0 to pi. Clear?
Yeah.
Right, we don't want to include the this part.
Pi by 2, so that's why it's minus pi by 2, right?
Yeah, that's why we don't want to include the pi by 2 in this case because that's not defined. So we have the included value 0 to pi except for the pi by 2. Clear?
Yes.
Pi by 2 is not defined, so we don't want that is to take place. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Any questions, any doubts?
No, sir. It's clear.
Okay, Vijay. So fine. So this part is clear to you. Now we'll go to the tan inverse and cot inverse now, right? So yeah, let's go to the tan function first. Now normal, you know already the the domain of the tan function, that x belongs to any real number. X should not be equal to tan 2n plus 1 pi by 2. N belongs to integer range. Okay, so we'll try to do this here part. We'll do directly from the figure. Then it'll be easy for you to understand. Draw the figure 2.51 part.
Okay, sir.
Okay. No need to draw everything, but only from the you can draw from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now in this case, quickly observe this figure now. Y is equal to tan x now. When you go from the 0 to pi or 0 to pi by 2, tan value basically increases, right? Tan value is 0 when you go from the 0 to pi by 2. So tan 90 is not defined. Tan 0 is 0. Then tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Tan 45 is 1. Tan 60 is root 3 by 2. And then tan 90 is not defined, correct?
Yeah.
So it's increasing. So y value's graph is basically increasing. So 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity, clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Similarly, when you go from the 0 to minus pi by 2, that means in the fourth quadrant. Anyways, tan is negative, right? So all the value will become negative side. Let's start with 0 again, we'll go to the minus infinity.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
So basically, if you just see, the graph is continuous from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 only.
Yeah.
Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Now, let's draw the figure. Second part, y is equal to tan inverse x. This graph, correct?
Yes, sir. Wait. Okay, sir.
Now, in this graph, again we need to focus between the range is domain is minus infinity to plus infinity. And the angle will be on the y-axis will range from the minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Will not include the pi by 2 and minus pi by 2. Why? Because it's not defined there. Correct? Now look at this part.
Yeah.
It's just the graph looks similar. It's just tilted. It becomes just tilted. You can just assume that it's tilted now, right? Because when you go from the on the positive y-axis 0 to pi by 2, then tan inverse x will be basically from 0 to infinity. On the x-axis it goes towards the infinity, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next part, when you come from the 0 to minus pi by 2, again it goes from the 0 to minus infinity. Sorry, on the x-axis it goes from 0 to minus infinity, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do we define that is principal value branch will be all the range something like this. Tan inverse principal value branch will be, range means everything. X can take any value except the range is all the things between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 is not included.
Okay.
Because on the y-axis, if we just check, it's unique between these two values, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Correct? But don't include the pi by 2 and minus pi by 2.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not defined there.
Yes, sir.
Understood? Any questions? Any doubts?
No, sir. It's all clear.
Excellent. Superb. Now, let's go to the tan inverse x is done. Let's go to the cot inverse x now. Let's try to finish the cot x also now. 2.6 first part. Let's draw the figure first part now.
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
cot x now. First we'll draw for the cot x, and after that we'll do for the cot inverse x.
Done, sir.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay, focus on 0 to pi now.
Okay.
Focus on 0 to pi only, huh? Now when you focus on 0 to pi, what will happen here? Now cot x is basically reciprocal of tan.
Yeah.
Now what was happening between the tan 0 to pi by 2? It was going 0 to infinity on this side, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now opposite will happen for the cot, because 1 by infinity will be 0 and cot 0 will be infinity. So that's why the graph is coming from the infinity to the pi by 2, and between the pi by 2 to pi, again tan is negative, so value will remain the same. It will go in the negative direction to the infinity.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Excellent. Similarly, now draw the figure for y is equal to cot inverse x now. Because
Okay,
everything
so
is repeated. Because again, this is continuous graph between the 0 to pi only.
Yeah. Yes,
So we'll
sir.
focus on that only. Draw the figure cot inverse x now. And between 0 to pi only is important. Focus only on that part. Rest though it's repeated only, so not to worry. Got it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, draw that now. Now we'll focus from here now. 0 to pi. So basically domain became the range now. So your domain is now 0 to infinity and 0 to minus infinity on the x-axis. What is the range? The range is between 0 to pi. So whatever the value of x you take, y will be always between the 0 to pi only. It cannot go beyond that. Even if we take the value of x from infinity till you come to 0, your range will be between 0 to pi by 2 only. Correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Even if you come from minus infinity to 0, your range will be only between the pi to pi by 2 only. Because whatever value of x you take from minus infinity, that will be between pi to pi by 2 only. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So your unique values are between the 0 to pi, provided 0 and pi you are not taking in account. So range will become all the real number except 0 and pi. I mean between the 0 and pi, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the real numbers between 0 and pi. So 0 and pi are not included. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So let's write down the write down the cot inverse range. Real value between 0 and pi. Clear? Any questions, any doubts?
No, sir. It's clear.
Let's make the summary of it. Yeah. For all the inverse functions, this summary is quite important. This is called the principal value branch. So write down this summary now. We discussed graphically these parts, and so we need to remember this part. Okay, first is the domain and second is the range for the inverse functions. This part. So sine inverse function, sine inverse trigonometric function, the domain is -1 to 1. We have put in the square bracket. Can you see the square bracket? So -1 is also included and 1 is also included. And the range becomes -π/2 to π/2. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is the.
So repeat what
You got disconnected?
a bit. Yeah, I got disconnected for a while.
Okay, this is domain and this is the range for the inverse function. I'll just send it to you, this part. This part is quite important. This table is quite important. You need to remember this table because while doing the calculations part to find the domain and the range. Clear? So sine inverse x
Yes,
is
sir.
-1 and 1 is the domain. Range is -π/2 to π/2. Cos inverse, we have again the -π1 to 1 and the range is 0 to pi. Range is 0 to pi, correct? Now cosec inverse, what we have seen,
Yes, sir.
range all
It's
the values are
minus-
except the
-1.
-1 and 1.
-1.
Yeah. -1 and 1. No?
And it's
-π/2 π/2.
and this range is all the values between π/2 and -π/2, which is not but not 0.
No, not 0. Excellent. Correct. Secant inverse x. Range is again.
All the values between all the values except -1 to 1.
Correct. And what will be the range?
-π/2 to π/2.
No.
With π/2 and -π/2 not included.
Cosecant. Sorry. Secant inverse x. Secant inverse is
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
0 to pi.
0 to pi, in which π/2 is not included.
Excellent. And tan inverse. Tan inverse doesn't matter. All the real values. And domain is -π/2 to π/2. And π/2 and -π/2 is not included. Correct?
Yes, sir.
And chord inverse?
For inverse the same. All the values of domain and the range is 0 to pi, in which 0 and pi are not included. All the values between 0 to pi.
Excellent, Vijay. You got it now. Now let's go to this part now. Sine inverse x should not be confused with the sine x inverse. This is also yet another important thing because sometimes people get confused with this part. Is the two things same?
Yeah.
Sine inverse x or
No.
sine? What is the difference, Vijay? What is the difference? Sine inverse. Sine inverse means the inverse is on the function. Okay. That means inverse. Okay. And sine x whole inverse. Sine x whole inverse means is the reciprocal. But here the angle, sine inverse of angle. Inverse is only on the sine part. Just like f inverse of x. Inverse is only on the function. Here sine is a function. Sine is a function of x.
Yeah.
So sine inverse, sine inverse together is one term. So that becomes the function of x. But in the sine x of whole power minus 1 is the exponent. So you have to use the rule of exponent. Here it will become the reciprocal of 1 by sine x.
Okay.
Understood the difference? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So whenever the no branch of an inverse trigonometric function is mentioned, we mean the principal value branch of that function. Whenever the no branch of inverse, that means, yeah.
Okay. No, get it now.
When you don't mention any branch, so basically principal value. Principal value branch is, you remember that part. Whatever range we discussed, no? That one only.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So the value of inverse trigonometric function which lies in the range of principal value branch is called the principal value of the inverse trigonometric functions. So what do we mean by inverse, value of inverse trigonometric function? So when we do the calculation, it will get very clear to you, because whatever we are saying, if you get any angle of the inverse, that means sine inverse x of any angle you are getting, that angle should be between the principal value branch, should be between the minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Got it?
Yes, sir.
That's where we can say that is in between the part. Clear?
Clear.
Example. Let's go with the example first now. We'll do one example so that it gets clarified for you. Find the principal value of sine inverse 1 by root 2. So when he asks about principal value, now as per the table, look at the table. What is the principal value of sine inverse? Domain is from this range is from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So he is asking you principal value.
Yeah.
Value means, this range only. Correct? So range is between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So when you try to get the angle, you have to make sure that it is coming between the minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. Clear? Let's understand that part. Now sine inverse 1 by root 2. What is sine inverse 1 by root 2? Let's try to understand. 1 by root 2 is, see, sine inverse of, and sine will become, 1 by root 2 can be written as sine 45 degree. Sine pi by 4.
Yeah.
Now, in the place of 1 by root 2, you can put sine pi by 4. So sine inverse and sine will get cancelled. So pi by 4. So now pi by 4, you have to just check whether pi by 4 is coming between the minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 or not.
It does.
It does, yes. So the principal value of sine inverse 1 by root 2 will be pi by 4.
Okay.
So basically whenever you try to solve these things, you have to ensure that from the table, whatever the angle you are getting, is it falling in the range or not?
Okay.
If it falls in the range, then your answer is correct. If it doesn't fall in the range, your answer is incorrect.
Okay, sir. I can get it now.
Any questions? Any doubts?
No, sir. It's clear.
Okay, do the example 2 also now.
Okay, sir. This one will be cot inverse.
So minus 1 by root 3, Vijay. So when the cot is 1 by root 3, see tan 30 is 1 by root 3, then cot 60.
1 by root 3, yes, tan 30.
Cot 60, correct?
Yeah, cot 60.
But since it's a negative value, so you will take the cot of minus pi by 3. Because cot negative value is minus cot theta only. But is the minus pi by
Not
3?
2 pi by.
Yeah. Is the minus pi by 3 comes in the table? Go to the cot inverse table. What is the principal value of the cot inverse?
0 to pi.
So is the minus pi by 3 coming between the 0 and pi?
No, sir.
No. So you have to make it come in the range of 0 to pi. So what we'll do? We know that the...
Subtracted by pi.
Yeah, correct. Cot 180 minus theta is minus cot theta. So you have to do pi minus pi by 3. Did you understand? See, cot
Yes,
minus pi by 3 can be also written as cot pi minus pi by 3, no? It's the same thing. Because you need the answer is minus cot pi by 3.
Okay.
So then now you do the normal numerical, fraction calculation for the pi minus pi by 3. So it will become 2 pi by 3. So is the 2 pi by 3 falls in the range of 0 to pi?
No, sir. Wait, it does, yeah.
Then this can be the correct answer.
Yeah.
Did you understand the method?
Yes, understood.
Any questions, any doubts?
No, sir.
Fine, no problem. Yeah. So fine. So just revise whatever we have done it, and remember this table, because this table will be reusing this table quite often. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, give a shot in the exercise 2.1 and mark the question which you are not getting it. We can discuss and resolve it. Okay. I think should be fine, I guess, because you could easily understand now how to do that. Just give a shot.
Yes.
Okay, and then we can discuss. Mark the questions which you are not getting it, and we can discuss and find out the solution for it. Fine.
Okay.
Sure. Let's close it now, Vijay. We'll continue in the next class then. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Bye, sir.
Bye.